Hi there and welcome to another devlog. First off, sorry that it took so long for me to make another video, but yeah, everything is all over the place at the moment. So yeah, I'm sorry that it took so long. But yeah, also this video is a bit different because I'm not using a script. I'm kind of winging it. I just have some bullet points and I'm trying my best to make a good script in my head, so to say, because not writing a script kind of saves me a day of work, which is quite nice. Let's address the elephant in the room. Calamity sadly did not get funding. This kind of sucks a bit and it is quite sad, but in the end it is how it is and I have to deal with it. And then again, like everyone who got funding, most of the teams I know personally, and I'm pretty happy for them because they also really needed the money. And yeah, so I have to now kind of look into how I will continue with the project, and I will still make that game. That is out of the question. But I think for now I have to look into getting a day job again. The perfect day job for me would be a day job where I can work 3 days a week and completely can sustain myself and then have the rest of the week to pour into the project. And yeah, that would be super nice, but it is really kind of hard to find a job that allows that. And that's also the reason why I haven't made more videos yet, because searching for a job is quite stressful and not that easy, especially in the games industry. So yeah, I have to spend way more time on job search than I want to. You can still support the game on Patreon. I post weekly dev diaries there and sometimes also some behind the scenes stuff. If I'm able to reach a threshold to completely sustain myself, I would obviously then again switch back to making the game full-time, which would be incredible, but sadly I don't think that we will reach that threshold soon. But yeah, maybe sometime, which would be really cool. For now, all the money that is coming in on Patreon will be used for animations for the game, music for the game, stuff like that, to buy directly things that will help the game to progress. But now let's talk about the game again, because obviously I also worked on the game and I added quite some stuff. So yeah, let's jump right into that. First off, I added a new base character. The first base character always wore the leather armor from the beginning, but I don't want to have that. I want the first character to look a bit more worn out, or like a bit more unequipped, I would say. And yeah, now we have that. And this means that the leather armor now can be used as an equipable item and can also be dropped from enemies. This also means that we now can have enemies that wear armor, and if they are wearing armor, they will drop the armor that they are wearing. This is also kind of where I want the loot system to be. Like, if you are going into a map and then you're finding an enemy and the enemy has full plate armor or has a leather armor, that you can kind of have the chance that this enemy will drop what he is wearing. So basically you can loot what you see. Like, if you like the armor that the enemy has, then there always will be a chance that he will be dropping that armor. You will also be able to mix and match the different armor pieces, like mixing different chest pieces or different helmets and stuff. To do that, I need to cut down the character in different segments. I'm using segments for the head, chest, hands, legs and feet. Every different armor piece will then override the look for its corresponding segment. The time-consuming part here is to make sure that all armor pieces can be mixed and matched with each other. I need to make sure that changing the mesh of any segment does not create any empty spaces or holes in the overall character. So every single mesh needs to fit together. I added some new sounds for the items when they are dropping from enemies, Or like if you have the items and you're rearranging them in your inventory, they will have a specific sound. And also there are sounds for weapon swings now and hit effects, like if you're hitting the enemy or the enemy hits you, then the enemy also now has a death sound. There's also a weapon impact effect, like if your swing misses the enemy and it goes into the ground. Then we also have a parry effect. If you parry the enemy, there's this big crunchy parry sound. Lastly, I also added footsteps. And there are footstep sounds depending on the environment or the surface that the character is walking on. Like if we walk on wood, then it sounds woody. If we walk on grass, we have a more grass-like sound. Or if we walk on mud, then we have a more muddier sound. This wasn't that difficult to implement. In the end, I just needed to use animation notifies, which will trigger a line trace by channel, which will then play the corresponding sound depending on the physical material it hit. I found some very good tutorials on how to do that. I will leave them in the description. After I implemented the Ultra Dynamic 𝙬𝙬𝙀𝙀 plugin, I wasn't really a fan of how the lighting initially was set up. So I took some time and changed a bit around of how the lighting is on the map and how the fog is visible. And yeah, basically I just sat there and changed all of the values a bit so that it fits a bit more to what I want to have. And now I think the lighting is kind of cool, but it's still not completely there. I still want to have it a bit more different, I would say. But yeah, I am getting there. While fixing the lighting on the sky, I also got reminded that there was a cloud bug that is there almost since the beginning of the game, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. But finally I found the bug and found out what is causing it. And it was a bit convoluted because the Ultra Dynamic 𝙬𝙬𝙀𝙀 plugin also played a role into that, because I fixed some textures and I thought that the textures would fix the problem, but they didn't. And in the end, that was because the Ultra Dynamic 𝙬𝙬𝙀𝙀 plugin rendered the sky a bit different, and I had to go into the materials and change some values there to let the sky be rendered in how I set the textures to be, if that makes sense. And yeah, it was kind of convoluted, but I fixed it. I finally fixed it, and I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, now the sky looks awesome again. Next up, I also looked into using vertex color and height blurs to get more variety into the textures. The material basically will lerp two textures based on their height map and the vertex color of the mesh. Here's an example of a tower where the wall texture now has some more broken parts and dirt in it. Using this will bring in more variety for every texture across the board. And the cool thing about it is that it is really performant. Like we are only using one draw call to display two textures, which is quite neat. If you also want to learn more about that, PrismaticaDev made a very good video on that topic. I will also link that in the description. So yeah, basically this is it for this devlog. And yeah, sorry again that it took a while to make a devlog again. I hope when I'm not writing scripts, maybe it will get done faster, but we will have to see. Thank you all again for supporting on Patreon, and a big shout out here for the top tier supporters, which are Clean and Sastavas. Thank you so much, and thank you all for watching the video and liking the video and commenting and being generally interested in the game. You guys are totally awesome. And yeah, I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye. Oh no. Oh no. I am him, apparently.